All right, let's see. Anybody's hanging out today. I never do Instagram, so I will get Instagram rolling today as well. All right, what is up? What is up? Be sure to hit the like button as you're popping in, as well as pop in any questions that you've got. Let's see. What's up? All right. So yes, please hit the like button as you pop in here. Mark Dorsey, what's up, homie? Thanks for popping in. Got Chante over on Instagram, Tyrell on Instagram from London, UK. What's up? What's up? Thanks for popping in. So, going to talk real quick. Very excited about the launch of the latest private equity fund, PEFI 3. This is after Sleeping Beauty, which I've talked to you guys before. Those guys did an amazing job. And then we got the ROI fund, which was the product of PEFI 2. And now we've got private equity fund Incubator 3. And I've been doing a lot of interviews this week. First of all, I just want to say, I say this quite a bit, but on YouTube in particular, like the caliber of people that reach out, I think, obviously we talk about some complicated kind of subjects here. And so I was very impressed. I think each time we open a new incubator and have people come in, I have just been shocked that there's just the caliber and the experience. And so it's the main reason that we're able to get the kind of returns that we have. So, a part of it is like, obviously I'm bringing to the table the experience when it comes to private equity, but everybody else is also bringing additional experience to the table. And so, when Sleeping Beauty is able to generate a 300% return, and now we're going through the process of actually distributing the income in addition to some equity in deals, and just it becomes this really cool thing. It's awesome as well to see. Shout out to Mehdi, shout out to Andrew. I'm sure if you don't pop into the live, you'll see this. And shout out to Essie and Tenor and Desmond as well, because they're doing some amazing work. Mehdi and Andrew are leads on the first two deals in the private equity fund Incubator 3. It's like a tongue twister. By the way, what's up, Sherry? What's up, Darius? Got Julian. So the cool thing is having those talented folks come in and kind of multiply the private equity fund process by each of their talents, like each of those folks that I mentioned that are part of the ROI fund. Each of them have their own experience and background and all that. So was absolutely overwhelmed with the caliber, the experience, diversity in experience, because that's what we're looking for. I think, we had one person that interviewed, and his question was like, hey, I don't have any experience in private equity and all of that. And it's like, that's not at all what we're looking for. And in fact, the reason that I do this incubator is because of the very fact that you can't have experience in this. You can't have experience in micro private equity because there are very few of these. And, I started the first one 10 years ago. And the truth is, if you're coming from a traditional private equity background, like, it actually can hurt you, because that it's just a totally different way of doing deals. What we do and what they do at the most foundational level is the same. I mean, we're investing in and doing deals in private business, but when you go into the sub $10 million types of deals, what you're doing and the strategies just have nothing to do with what they're doing at the $500 million and larger level. So you could almost say, I mean, most people don't realize this, but venture capital firms are private equity firms. Like they're still in that same kind of category of asset class when you're looking to diversify your portfolio. So venture capital firms are private equity firms, but Andreessen and Sequoia have nothing in the world to do with the strategies that KKR, Blackstone, and those funds are using. So that is important to keep in mind, is that, you know, that's a very high level thing. So when people are coming in, we don't expect you to have any experience. What I'm trying to do is put together different folks. By the way, you know, I see Adair's has a question here. Feel free to plug in your questions. I will go back on Instagram. Unfortunately, it's not as easy to go back and see questions that have come in. So I will go back and check those. But yeah, so as people come in, you know, we don't expect you to have experience. What I'm trying to look for is just chemistry. How well will everyone work together? What are the different backgrounds? You know, can we have somebody maybe that comes from a corporate background, so that they're bringing those kinds of insights? Can we have somebody obviously that comes from an entrepreneurial background? I love in general when everybody started a business from scratch. Even, you know, we have one applicant who had a couple failures. And it's like, I love that. Even if it's just for the reason that if you've never started a business from scratch and you know, gotten it to make $1, you can appreciate the fact that we're acquiring a business that is already a moving train. It's already making money. It has customers. It has marketing systems, operational system. Maybe it has employees. It's got all this stuff in place. The person that's tried to start a business, you know how much work it takes to get those initial customers, to, you know, come up with a marketing plan that's generating a profit, to hire good people. Just all of those things are very, very difficult. And so when you're able to acquire a business that has all of that, it's a very, very big deal. So somebody asks, Tyrell says, just done my first merger acquisition deal. Congratulations. That is awesome, man. Would love to hear what it was that you acquired. Someone, Bitcoin, as how do we get into the incubator? So we're really wrapping up the applications for PEFI 3. So, you know, but the plan is that we're going to be doing quite a few of these. And so, you know, who knows when the next one's going to be? I like to have the freedom to decide, you know, when the next one starts, because I want to make sure that the first one, you know, we've gotten through the first couple of deals. Everybody kind of understands how this whole thing works, what the goals are. You know, we've got strategies in place and how we're going to grow the asset value and exit on the first couple of deals and moving towards deal 3 and 4. Typically, we're only trying to do 4 deals per fund. But it is flexible. So the typical way is you're just reaching out. You go to acechapman.com and fill in your information. Somebody on the team will contact you, and there's an interview process. You'll get the webinar. Even if you just want to hear how the program works, you can reach out and we'll send the webinar. But I would say, you know, sometime maybe 3 months from now, we'll be doing PEFI 4. And some of that just depends on PEFI 2 and 3. The first time we did it, it was 6 months before I started the next one. PEFI 2, obviously a lot of those systems were already in place. So now it was 3 months before we're doing PEFI 3. So we'll see how this goes, and maybe it's a little bit quicker. But if you want to be on the list for who we reach out to and express your interest, just go to acechapman.com and fill out the form, and someone will get in touch with you and would love to have you. And you know, this is something that's going to be ongoing. It's a very tough thing right now, and I want to say shout out to everybody who applied, because it is, you know, we're going through the process, and it is a very tough kind of decision to try to dwindle those folks down to the 4 folks that we're going to have as GPs. As you guys know, it's important that I pick great people because I'm putting at least $100,000 of my own money into that fund for them to manage. So, and I don't charge, so I only make money if they make money off of my money. And so, I'm looking for good people, and then, we may have other investors that are adding to that, obviously. And so I want to protect those investors. So it is a very serious kind of decision to be made and not taken lightly. And it again, I think it's important even for the people who don't get into this PEFI. It doesn't mean you can't come and join another one. And it's not a lot of times not even based on necessarily your talent or how good you're going to be. It's trying to match the right 4 people together. So definitely reach out. All right, let's get into some of these questions. Well, first of all, let's see. We got Sherry. What's up, Sherry? Thanks for popping in. Got Darius. Darius did have a question. It says, what's up, Ace? I've been meaning to ask you about Dealmakers Institute, actually. Is it an annual fee or a one-time fee? It is a one-time fee. So that's paid one time. We have members that have been a part of Dealmakers Institute and, that I'm still in contact with, that I do deals with. And it's really kind of a lifetime thing. Like, I want relationships with people that have gone through that training because you're going to have deals that I want to invest in, or a fund wants to invest in, or we're actually looking for acquisitions in Fiji, the company that we're taking public. That company is doing some acquisitions. So the more people that understand these strategies, the better. So once somebody's going through that training, the last thing I want them to do is to feel like, oh, I'm going to lose contact because I've got to pay this fee annually every year. So once you pay it, we want you to be a part of the network. And then the other people in the network benefit from those relationships as well. So we want very high level. I was talking to somebody today, and they were bringing up an example of, like, just somebody who's kind of plays small. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really even look at those people. It's like they're in this space and they do some cool stuff, but it's like, that's just a different thing. Like, I'm for guidance and comparison. Like, I'm looking at what Goldman Sachs is doing. You know what I mean? I'm looking at what Blackstone is doing. Like, I want to learn from those guys. I'm not looking at, what somebody that is in this space. So I want to take those tactics and bring them here, which is, why I was the first person to start a micro private equity fund. It's like, let's look at what the big guys are doing and try to mold it around what we do. Or, one of the reasons that we started Financier Bank, I want to take the taxes of what investment banks are doing for businesses and do that at a smaller level. I'm not looking at what somebody who teaches about buying businesses or has started a fund after I started the first one, that isn't as interesting as, what are the leaders in the space doing, and let's try to emulate them. All right, let's see. What else we got? Scroll up here. Make sure I'm not, I'll try to go back and forth between these. So I think I answered this a little bit. Someone said, what do I need to get into the program? I have understanding of creative financing structures, 7(a) lending. So all of that is good. But I think I did I think you answered that before I was able to ask that. And then I'll do this one, and then I'll come back to you guys on Facebook and YouTube. What's the fee? And it's free. So you are expected to invest some amount into the fund, and we go through that and figure that out with you. But I want you to have something on the line. If I'm going to put 6 figures of my personal money on the line, I expect you to have not that much, but a small amount. And basically kind of the minimum, just so you have an idea to to start the process, $2,500 just as a deposit. That if you aren't approved or you're as an applicant, if that's not the right fund, if maybe we're going to save for, and that's when we return that deposit, but that's to make sure that you're serious. So no fee, it's actually free. We invest in the fund together. If the fund makes money, we both make money. If it doesn't, then I don't get any of your money. Let's see. All right, Montreal, what's up, homie? Thanks for popping in here. Watt Global Solutions. All right, we got a question here. Hello, Ace. I feel fortunate I caught this live. Thanks for popping in. I certainly appreciate it. What type of industries deals are you targeting for this new fund? That is a great question. So first of all, if you come across good deals, always send them. I've got my email up on YouTube. It's ace@acechapman.com. If I don't see the email, somebody else on the team is going through those. So always send deals we look at. I typically see personally around 100 to 200 deals a month. And I just want to see everything. And so I always hate to tell people that I'm looking for some specific type of deal. And the reason is I've got a lot of entities that are buying businesses. You know what I mean? And then we've got the whole network of clients that are buying businesses that have gone through the Deal Makers Institute. So between all of these things and Fiji and the funds and all that, we've got all of these types of deals. And so we're always looking, we just want to look for really great businesses, and then we can decide based on the deal, what entity it's a good fit for. Now, the other side is just like curiosity, like, okay, in PEFI 3, what kind of deals are we doing? We decide that together. So we're literally making the final decisions on who's going to be a part of the fund tomorrow. So we're going to be reaching out to those of you who went through the application process. You will get a response tomorrow, one way or the other. And but as we go through that process, we'll decide together, like, what are the deals that we want to do. You know, it's not like I'm coming in, like I give my thoughts, my input, kind of suggestions, but we decide together if there's a focus on the types of deals that we want to do. In the PEFI 1, it was really around what we were able to do as far as financing. So we wanted to get into deals where essentially we were able to buy the business, refinance out of it, because that generates a really great ROI or IRR, basically just a return on that deal if we're able to pull our money out of it. And so we end up doing deals that were totally different. One of the deals was internet-based course business. Another of the deals was a animation studio. You know what I mean? So just very different. In PEFI 2, we did have kind of a thesis around crypto. And so we're doing a couple of deals. Both of the deals so far involve some things that we want to do as far as crypto and NFTs. One is in the music space, was our first acquisition. We got another one that seems very interesting. We can do something with it. I won't talk about, but yeah, two deals that are meeting that thesis. And so PEFI 3, we'll decide together. I've got my ideas. You know, I'm looking at stuff every day, so my big head is always filled with a lot of opinions and thoughts, and so we'll talk about it. And then it's dictated as well by the talents that we have. So what are the skill sets that are being brought to the table by the team, and that will shape the types of deals we do as well. All right, team structure 101. Who am I looking for? Yeah, man, that's the most important thing. You know, and the cool thing about this is that I have to start each one of these with a blank slate, and I'm just deciding based on what comes in, what could we do, what makes sense to put this team together. And then from that, we know based on this team, there may be 2 or 3 different types of deals that make sense to do. All right. King of Kings. I like that. Even though I'm wearing an Ace shirt, you know what I mean? The Kings aren't too bad as well. So it says, how do I get into Dealmaker Academy? It is at dealmakersinstitute.com. Let me make sure. I have a lot of websites. And so sometimes I get the wrong URL. Let's see. But the process is pretty similar. There is an application process. Yes, it is dealmakersinstitute.com. I will put it here in the Instagram chat, or not Instagram chat, YouTube chat. So yeah, dealmakersinstitute.com. Go fill in the information, go through the process. Either Curtis, who's on the team, Bentley, who's on the team, Kadera, who's on the team, one of them will reach out to you, talk to you about the program, answer questions, and see if it's a good fit. Yes. Darius says, I'd also love to check out the webinar so I can get a better understanding of things. How do I get it? acechapman.com. And and you can just go to both. I would go Dealmakers Institute, understand the Dealmakers program for the private equity program. Go to acechapman.com and fill in that information there. And let's see if there is any other question. Actually, Nolan asked a similar question as Bitcoin on IG. So Nolan asks, what is the Dealmakers Institute about? Do you provide business acquisition training in the Institute? And Bitcoin asked, what's the difference between Dealmakers and PEFI? So basically, Dealmakers, that's exactly what it's about. It's about buying businesses and going through the process, or whether it's offline, online, financing. We're doing a very heavy focus right now on building credit and accessing business credit so that you can acquire larger businesses. And we actually we take you through that process within the program. And the difference for you, Bitcoin, is the PEFI program is about starting a fund and building a fund that is around private equity. It is 2 very different things. You know, when it comes to buying a business, the goal is to have cash flow and income that pays for your bills. When it comes to having a private equity fund, the goal is, number one, to grow NAV, like grow the assets that are under your management's value, and be able to exit with a high ROI. For a business owner, you may own that business for 10 years and you just want to make sure that you're maximizing that cash flow that's coming in. All right. Let's bounce out. I'll do this last one. My man Derval, who is actually in Dealmakers. Welcome, homie. Thanks for popping in. He has just getting here. But what is the basic qualification of PEFI? Do go back, check out the beginning. We did talk a little bit about that. There's a deposit to go through the application process. That's $2,500. There's no particular experience that is required. So it's really about getting the right team and mix that is together. And that is a reminder, just as a final thing, thank you for all of the applicants that applied. We'll be getting back to you tomorrow. And again, just even if you didn't make it into this incubator, it's not so much about you. It is just more that we're trying to put the right people together for this particular fund. And so we'll get you on the next time around. All right. Thank you all for popping in. Derval says, oh, okay, thanks. Bitcoin says, okay, got it. Jonathan says, hey, Ace, I just submitted for the acquisition program. Awesome. Hopefully you join and we get to chat quite a bit there. We've got some people that are in that program that are doing some amazing deals, raising some money for some cool deals and partnering together. And got a guy who just bought a couple of salons. Somebody who just is working on closing a child care deal. Just some cool. There's some amazing opportunities based on how difficult this last year was for folks. All right, I do have to bounce. I've got a call in 2 minutes. Chapman Walsh Raising Capital for land, senior debt financing. Get tremendous value from you. I certainly appreciate that. I will say I've had a couple of marketing folks talk to me about my channel, and just this last week I had an amazing lunch with an amazing marketer friend of mine. He's like, dude, your channel could be so much bigger. You just got to dumb it down, man. You're talking too complex for people, and people just like, yo, just let me get to the money. And I thought about it. I was like, that is really great advice. I've heard it from plenty of folks. And but this is number one, what I enjoy talking about, and it's going to be boring for 90% of people, but it also attracts really talented, really smart folks, because you're not coming to this channel to hear about some hypey stuff. It's like, it's at the end of the day, unless you're really into this, it's super boring. I'm able to attract my tribe and would rather have a very small but very smart, talented, capable group of subscribers and followers than to have a large one. Angela, thanks for popping in. Nolan, go back, check it out. I did answer this for you, Nolan, difference between the acquisition program. Actually, I'm sorry. So that was acquisition PEFI. Acquisition program is Dealmakers Institute. So that's what he was referring to when he said he just submitted application for the acquisition program. That is the Dealmakers Institute. All right. Thanks for popping in.